General nerdery.
Man, I don't know why we keep covering Jonathan Hickman books. Like,
yeah, well, I mean,
we like him.
They're so fucking good, but every time, like, this is one of his most straightforward books, and it still kind of gave me a headache at one point.
Oh no, this book is extremely straightforward for Hickman. This is stupidly straightforward for Hickman. I don't know. It's good.
Yeah. Welcome to General Nerdery, your podcast about liking things. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Steven, and I have questions for you about this book, so I'm glad you're here.
So, because we haven't said it yet, and we didn't even say it last episode, we are covering Ultimate Invasion, the miniseries that started the new Ultimate Universe, which actually is just wrapping up now. I think the final issue comes out probably the same month that this comes out. But this is a story by
or
Jonathan.
soon after.
It's delayed, so I'm not 100% sure where it lands. But Hickman's already on to his next side universe.
Okay, good.
But this book is by Jonathan Hickman and Brian Hitch. We also read Ultimate Universe issue 1, which was just a like little one shot that probably should have just been part of this.
Probably should have just been part of this.
It would have made this a lot better if it was just part of this. I finished this book and I was like, okay, I was explaining it to my wife and I was like, the more I explained to her, the more I was like, I need to look up if there's more to this because I feel like I'm missing something. Like it's going somewhere and I know like it's going somewhere, but like.
So we will do a little more trying to talk out the story than we usually do on these probably just because most of you have probably not read Ultimate Invasion or heard of Ultimate Invasion. But kind of before we dive into this is a remake of the Ultimate Universe. I am curious what everyone's experience with the original Ultimate Universe is, which was an imprint that ran from 2000 to 2015.
Almost nothing, because one of the first things I saw was Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch making out.
Ultimates 3. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, interesting.
Wow, that was like several years in. Well, you didn't start reading until a little later, so that makes
Which
I started very heavily with Vertigo and DC. Not Marvel.
Moving in, yeah.
Nothing here is surprising me based on what I know about you and your comic consumption
Jeff
over years.
Loeb, who wrote Ultimates 3, his son had died like 2 years before that. It was very sad. And to be honest, it really fucked with his creative output for a while. Like, I don't want to be shitty to the man, but his work got fucking weird for a few years there.
Dude, I can't fucking blame him. Having a family member die really fucks with you. So, like, I get it.
No, I'm not knocking on Jeff. Just,
yeah. No, but that's a rationale that, like, as someone who has had that, I was like, okay, I get it.
So, yeah, almost nothing. I don't know if I ever read an entire full issue of any of the old ones. Though I did make sure to at least look up enough to know, like, what went on with the Miles stuff once he started blowing up.
Okay.
That's about it.
Read a lot of Ultimate, was actually my intro into comics. Like I told you, we're covering it on Word Balloons, comics we created with season, and we covered our first comic. My first comic that I got was Ultimate Spider-Man 23. And like that was the start of my comic book collecting, and that's where I started. And I kind of got into Ultimate Spider-Man real heavy. Read a lot of all of them. Like I read a good grip of Ultimate X-Men. I read a good grip. I know I read some Ultimate Fantastic Four. I don't think I got to the part where they deal with the Maker.
That is way late in. So I will give kind of a summary of some of this stuff. Just because
I know that I read at least Ultimates 1 and 2. I don't know if I ever read Ultimates 3. I feel like I maybe did, but I don't recall it at all. I think I may have fallen off by that point. But like I read a lot of like the side stuff and like one shots and things. I read a lot of it, surprisingly. But it was the main line of Marvel that I was reading. I wasn't reading anything else.
Oh, it was outselling everything at the time. Like really, it was performing better than any of the mainline books for years.
If I was reading anything else from Marvel, it was because they had a discount book. And you know I'm all about that budget buy.
Oh, yeah.
So for someone who really does not like the Ultimate Universe in retrospect, I read a shit ton of it. And it actually is really important to like my comic book history looking back because
Did you ever play the Ultimate Spider-Man game?
it fucking rules.
Yeah, it did.
I will say that. Almost any Spider-Man game rules though, so like that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got into reading comic books in the mid to late 90s, read for what I could for years, but I mean I was like 8 to 12 in that age, so it wasn't really in a like I'm a collector, but oh, mom is letting me buy a book this week. And then Mary Jane was theoretically killed in the mainline Spider-Man universe. And I got so mad I quit reading Western comic books, just like all of them. And got really into manga. And like for most of middle school, read and watched basically nothing but manga and anime. And then in high school, Ultimate Spider-Man came out. Well, actually, Batman Hush came out, and I started reading that. And then I started picking up like Ultimate Spider-Man and Ultimate X-Men and got really into it. And admittedly, none of them have aged super well for me. Like Ultimate Spider-Man's probably the best, but a lot of the like modernizations of the villains are not that interesting to me.
I honestly can't tell you what any of them are offhand, other than like Osborn's actually like a genetic freak that looks like a big ass Green Goblin.
He becomes kind of a little mini Hulk guy. And like, I don't know, I thought that was less interesting than crazy person in a costume throwing pumpkin bombs. Instead, he's like just chucking fireballs and shit.
And I feel like the movie really threaded that needle really well. Of like, this dude's crazy. He wears a dope ass costume. He looks like a goblin. Don't get it twisted.
Mask on or off.
Yes.
But like the Ultimate Universe started to suffer. I mean, one, because Mark Miller was writing Ultimates, and like that is an incredibly important book. And like I'm bringing it up here because Brian Hitch, who did the art for this Ultimate Invasion, was the artist on Mark Miller's 2 Ultimates miniseries, Ultimates and Ultimates 2.
Oh, shit. Okay.
He had made his name doing Justice League stuff and The Authority with Warren Ellis. And honestly, I like both of those books way better. But this is really where we started to get modernized superhero looks, like Captain America with like a more actual militaristic look to his costume. I mean, we see it in this book when we see the like army of Avengers clones.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's such a fucking ultimate or a Brian Hitch look. And what's important about that is it heavily influenced the MCU. Most MCU design aspects can be directly traced to the Ultimates, including Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury.
Right.
Because Hitch based him off Sam Jackson. And then they went, oh, well, that's a fucking genius idea.
Yeah, how about we just get that guy?
You know the guy that we have in the books that looks like that guy?
Miller at one point apologized.
Who's a real good actor? Let's just do that.
He's like, sorry, I kind of like took your likeness without asking. And he goes, hell, man, thanks for the 9-picture deal.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it really like worked out in his favor. Like, I can't say like, just do that and hope for the best, but like, guys, fucking worked.
In that case, it fucking worked for the best.
It worked for the best.
Hickman was also was supposed to be a big writer on the Ultimate Universe. After it would have been the 4th Ultimate story, except instead of calling it Ultimates 4, it was just the Ultimates again. Which, if you don't know, the Ultimates is their version of the Avengers. I think they thought they were clever. I don't like the name very much.
No, it's dumb. It's dumb.
No, it's dumb, but like I get it in the time that it came out where they were making a Avengers team, but they didn't want to call it the Avengers. And they wanted it's the Ultimates Universe Avengers is a mouthful, just so it's.
They did later create a Ultimate Avengers book.
So that's the dumber part.
That's the dumber part because
that one had like Blade and Moon Knight and stuff on it. I never read it because again, it was Mark Miller. But
should I read that though?
No. Even with Leno Francis Yu as the artist, I'm sorry, but no. It's part of a confusing lead up to Spider-Man getting shot and dying.
Yep. I didn't think about that for a second. Then I was like, oh, wait, no, that did happen. Okay, we're
Oh
good.
yeah, I forgot that happened.
So here's the thing. Ultimate Universe.
I definitely read that.
Oh.
And I definitely read up. I went back and read after learning that it was happening.
Just so I don't ADHD too far away from my original thought. Hickman took over Ultimates. It was supposed to be this big relaunch, put the Ultimate Universe back on track because it was getting a little out there. And then they went, hey, what if you just took over the mainline Avengers run instead? Because Bendis is leaving. And they took him off like mid-storyline too. I don't think he finished up the story. And the Ultimate Universe never fucking recovered. Like, other people took over. They're not bad writers. It was just not...
I mean, Hickman is such a fucking interesting writer that, like, I would be hard to pick up anything he wrote and not have it completely be fumbled.
Well, and it was... At that point, it became utterly clear that the Ultimates had become the secondary line, while a few years before, it had become the main line. So, like, you know, oh shit, we're leaving Ultimates to go write Avengers, when before it would have been like leaving Avengers to go write Ultimates. The original Ultimate Universe suffered from early 2000s edginess. Like, as I was telling Steven before this, if you read the original Ultimates series, part of the storyline is the reason the Hulk goes on a rampage is because Betty cheats on Bruce with Freddie Prinze Jr. And the Hulk tries to eat him.
Wow.
It's also...
Also, apparently, Freddie Prinze Jr. is a huge Punisher fan.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
You told me this the first time. I forget. He didn't he like have to like beg to audition for the Punisher?
He would not have been a good Punisher.
No. So when God, I can't remember her name. Lexi Alexander was doing Punisher Warzone. The studio forced her to take his audition because they had him in some sort of like number of picture deal.
Sure.
And were trying to make sure that he got in. And she didn't want to do it. But she was like, okay, whatever, fuck it. Like,
take
it's
the
just an
audition,
audition.
sure.
Yeah, whatever. I'll do an audition because, like,
I
don't have to cast him.
And worst case scenario, he fucking kills it. Like,
so that's the thing. Turns out he's a gigantic Punisher fan. Auditioned for Jigsaw.
Never mind. Take that back. He could have been a great Jigsaw.
Blew it out of the fucking water. But then when she tried to cast him, the studio wouldn't let her cast him.
That's right. Okay, that's it.
Fuck. Man, Ray, like, that was not a good movie, but Ray Stevenson was a great
No, that
Punisher.
movie fucking actually rules. No, you're wrong on that, Zach. That movie fucking rules.
Okay, I'll rewatch the Ray Stevenson Punisher Warzone. Like,
It's the most comic accurate Punisher.
oh yeah, easily.
And it rules, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyways, like, it suffered from, you know, it is also the original, or Ultimates 2 has the very famous image of someone talking about, like, maybe we should surrender, and Captain America yelling, "Do you think this A stands for France?"
Right.
And then, like, Ultimates 3, we find out that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are fucking and then get murdered, and that's probably for the best. There's a big Ultimate.
I don't know if I want to go so far as to condone murder, but like, I need to read it before I disagree.
No, it's bad.
No, it's bad.
Look, man, it's Jeff Loeb and Joe Madureira, and I love Joe Mad. He's one of the best comic book artists of the 90s, and he could not save that book. It was awful.
Why were they fucking?
Because they're in love. They have a huge crossover event where Magneto sinks New York City by making like a giant tidal wave. They kill off half of the characters, including like Daredevil, Cyclops, Professor X.
Wow.
No, not Cyclops, because Cyclops blows off Magneto's head with his optic blasts at the end of the storyline. The Blob eats the Wasp. Like, this book got fucking weird. And that's really where it started to devolve. That's where Hickman was supposed to kind of come in and save things, and it never...
Fucking kind of want to read all three. It's been a minute since I've read the first one, so I kind of want to just reread it. And then, like, I don't know if I've ever read the third one, so I kind of want to see the train wreck.
Yeah, and I mean, that's after the train. Like, this is where shit gets further and further. That was where Hickman was kind of supposed to come in and be like, new age, new era, let's rescue this. He leaves. I want to say it's Donny Cates has Captain America actually become president of the United States. Like,
Okay.
uh,
I'm listening.
that part did seem interesting.
Although you did say this is a much more conservative Captain America, so
It calmed down at the conservative Captain America calmed down after Mark Miller left.
Oh, I was going to say, turns out in the Ultimate Universe, Cap was just Reagan.
Oh no.
He did present a little more like Reagan, although it is in that fucking like, oh, they're in love. Cap is kind like the Wasp kind of treats Cap like a fuddy-duddy for being like, they're siblings. They should not be fucking. Like, and I'm like, no.
The Wasp was just like, get with the times, old man.
Literally, like, I'm like, no. We're on Cap's side on this one. Like,
There is never a time, nor will there be a time that is okay.
Peter Parker is killed. It's actually pretty sad. Miles Morales is brought in. It actually is, at this point, the one part of the Ultimate Universe that matters.
Mhm.
And they know it, which is why when the original Ultimate Universe is destroyed in Secret Wars, they bring Miles to the mainstream universe and they just don't worry about it too much. He has a whole new life. His mom is no longer dead because his mom got killed in the original Miles storyline.
Wait, the Miles thing? I do want to point out, weird connection to one of my favorite podcasters. Mark Bernardin was the one that wrote the Why Can't Spider-Man Be Black article for IO9 that Brian Michael Bendis saw.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the other thing that brought Brian Michael Bendis to make Miles Morales? Donald Glover once fucked around and they were like, who's going to be the next Spider-Man?
Well,
Donald Glover
it was in the comment section of that article
okay.
that people started bringing that up.
Because I know at one point they were like, who's going to be the next Spider-Man? Because he talks about this in one of his sets and he's like, Donald Glover for Spider-Man. That's a funny tweet. And it kind of happened. Like, that's why he's the Prowler in the new movies.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was in the
that's why
comment section of that article that started.
Shit. I do love that someone was complaining, being like, that'd be like making Michael Cera Shaft. Are we going to do Michael Cera's Shaft next? And he's like, yes. We absolutely should do that. That'd be incredible. Like,
I would watch all three Michael Cera Shafts.
Who's a white private dick who's a sex machine to all the chicks?
Michael Cera
Damn
as
right.
Anyways.
No, I'm not done yet. Michael Cera as Shaft in Shaft Goes to Africa. Now I'm done.
Okay, so that was a really terrible sum up of kind of the Ultimate Universe, but what it was, modernization of the original Marvel Universe. And they were like, the nice thing is we can change whatever we want. And then they kept changing things and it just eventually went too far and it ate itself alive.
I remember the X-Men getting off the rails.
X-Men went off the rails.
I read really far into X-Men and I remember being really disappointed by the whole like mutant what is it? They have like some drug that Cyclops is not
Kick,
Cyclops.
I want to say it's called.
Yep, it's Kick.
Colossus is taking, and like he takes it because otherwise he can't turn into his metal form.
He can, but he can't move in his metal form. He's not like strong enough without it.
Yeah, like otherwise, like it's literally he's just a fucking statue.
Nightcrawler becomes like a creepy kidnapper in it. Like,
oh no, I don't remember that. Don't do that to Kurt.
Kidnaps Rogue, I want to say, and is like obsessed with her.
Okay, this is another
like,
side tangent,
Yeah.
but we didn't do news this week. So did you see the preview image of Priest Nightcrawler with a sword from the upcoming Marvel Midnight?
Yes.
No,
It looks so good.
that
Well,
sounds
it's
sick.
Jonathan Hickman. I was going to bring up Midnight in a minute, but it said the books just got fucking weird. But one of the things Hickman did was during the big storyline where like Wasp was eaten and all sorts of wild shit happens, like an end of the world event happens, but it's not like cleaned up a couple weeks later like it is in the mainstream Marvel universe. Reed proposes to Sue.
Ooh,
Showing him the picture of Marvel Midnight. Reed proposes to Sue. Sue turns him down. Ends up hooking up with the Thing and like having a child with him. The Thing also becomes an energy being, but that's not important to this.
I mean, now I have questions about how they're hooking up. Is that post or pre?
Post. He becomes an energy being because it turns out that the rock form was a cocoon. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Dude, this is like some weird shit that like I kind of want to see how this fucking goes. Should I read the fucking...
No.
Look,
You've seen my comic collection. I got rid of all of these.
Yeah, I know. You've seen my comic collection.
My point is, like, I will save almost any book, and I was like, don't need that, don't need this.
the Ultimate Universe was why we were all so apprehensive of the absolute universe when it was announced.
Or a new Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. But also the absolute universe fucking rules.
And by the sound of it, so does the new Ultimate Universe. But okay, anyways, last bit. The Maker, Reed getting turned down by Sue makes him go insane, creates what's known as the City, which is a little pocket world, basically, where time travels differently than in normal time. Lives out 2,000 years of evolution and comes out as the Maker. A crazy megalomaniacal version of Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Doom had goat hooves for some reason.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I keep just remembering some of the wild shit of the Ultimate Universe. But in the same way that Miles Morales was brought over, the Maker was brought over too, because megalomaniacal Reed Richards is not a terrible idea for a supervillain.
No.
He was used heavily in Donny Cates' Venom run, which is supposed to be one of the great Venom runs of all time, and they were setting up a new Ultimate Universe. Then
I looked up the energy form of the Thing, and I hate it.
it's just a glowing purple guy.
And it's not even like a good purple or like a good glowing or like...
Oh, no, that's real dumb.
It kind of just looks like the crystals that you buy in Sonoma, Arizona.
Who's the guy that in Superman who like tries to absorb stuff?
Parasite?
Parasite. It looks like Parasite if Parasite was dressed in Fantastic Four clothes.
It looks like Parasite if Parasite was trying to imitate Colossus.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's actually
much more accurate. It's bad. It's not that good. When you said energy form, it's like, well, maybe it could be cool.
If it was still like thing shaped.
Yeah, if it was like thing
But no, he
shaped,
just looks like a dude.
which like fine, I guess. But then you take away the interesting part of him being the fucking Thing, and that like he's now
One of the great characters of Marvel Universe. Like, the Thing fucking rules.
right. Yeah. Does he turn back into Ben, or is he always just like glowy?
No, he turns back into Ben and bangs Sue. And then Reed helps them deliver their child after they defeat him. And he's like kind of redeemed. And that just gets never mentioned again. And he's back to being a supervillain next time we see him.
Weird.
The editors at the end of the Ultimate Universe were doing a bad job.
Did we see them fucking or something? Like, what's the why? Why? What's the point? I mean,
We don't see
Weirdly,
them
his
fucking-
dork was still orange.
still
Even in the
orange
purple
and
energy
rocky.
form. Okay. Anyways, Donny Cates was setting up to do a new Ultimate
It was a cocoon.
Universe, and then Donny Cates got in a huge car crash and lost 6 months of his memory amongst having to like relearn how to walk and shit.
I know that I knew that at one point, but I had definitely forgotten it. That's heavy.
And everyone was like, because he didn't talk about it. Obviously, one, he was busy, and two, just like no one really wanted to bring it up, I guess. So Donny Cates just fucking disappeared in the middle of his like new Hulk run. He had just finished Venom. He was rumored that he was going to be doing a Marvel Man series, a Miracle Man or whatever, like big deal shit. Disappears off the face of the plane. Everyone's like, what the fuck happened? Lost 6 months of memory and like a bunch of, fucking sucks. He's still kind of recovering.
That sucks. Also, like, it's weird that like nobody put out like he's on medical hiatus, or
I assumed the family didn't really want to like publicly announce it, so they just quietly had other people take over his books, and
that's weird though.
yeah,
right?
but like respect the wishes of
I get
kids and
it,
family.
and
Like
I would, but like
That's what they wanted. Cool. Just like from the outside looking in.
From the
Yeah.
outside looking in, it just seems weird. And that, like,
no, I agree.
I feel like it
I
was like
think they were just
he
like,
had a car accident. We're gonna give him some time.
I think it was mostly just like, leave us the fuck alone. We
Yeah.
don't even have time to deal with this right now.
Also, an acceptable answer.
But Anyways, when he dropped out,
More
Hickman...
surprised Marvel didn't do like a press release, just because.
Same. I'm assuming, again, family wishes or whatever,
Yeah.
but who knows? He dropped out. Hickman took over. Hickman changed every part of Donny Cates' plans. Completely rewrote it, and we end up with Ultimate Invasion, which is a setup for a new Ultimate Universe. It was a long-winded way to get us to the start of the fucking book we're about to tell.
Because it's a long-winded book. I don't know if I've ever read a series that wished so hard it could have just been unannual, but there was too much to cover.
You're not wrong.
Actually, that really reframes the entire thing I just read in a way that makes me like it way more. Because it is a one-shot that is 5 issues long to explain this new setup.
There's just too much to cover,
And-
and it wishes it could have just been an annual.
Is this 4 or 5 issues, the book we read?
4 issues plus the one shot
Okay.
for Ultimate Universe with art by Stefano Caselli, which is... I love him so much more than I love Hitch. There's
Ooh,
nothing
I was
wrong.
about to say, I
Hitch's
love the
work is
Caselli way more than the Hitch. The Hitch looks good, but every panel to me felt like a diorama rather than characters in motion.
It's part of why
I see what you're saying, and I do agree to that.
I liked Hitch's early 90s stuff, which was a little more traditional comic book. And then I liked his like Justice League era stuff because it was a lot of like, he did an oversized comic book. So it's like, 4 times the size of a normal comic book, like big and wide, not like thick. So he had huge amounts of room for each page. And it was a big cosmic story and planets and shit. And that like works great for his style. But he is kind of the origin of what's known as widescreen comics, which has become super prevalent. A lot more splash pages, a lot more big picture shots instead of like 10 panels to a page or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It works great for his style. For me, it starts to get repetitive. Hitch's work always looks like Hitch's work, and it's been years since he's done anything that I'm like, you've really fucking upped your game. Other people, I can see the way that they've evolved, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing even, just Hitch found a shit that works for him, but he hasn't changed since like 2003.
Mm-hmm.
I like its use here or there, like
Mhm.
if it's part of your toolkit. But like if it's all you're doing, yeah, it gets a little bit repetitive. I definitely think it did make this book very easy to read.
Yes, it just doesn't...
Yeah.
It's beautiful, it's well plotted out. There is nothing technically wrong with like anything Hitch does.
Oh, no.
I just don't think it conveys emotion very well.
Yeah.
Which also kind of works for a couple of these characters.
Yes. And in a Hickman book where characterization is sometimes a secondary aspect to fucking...
World building.
It's why I want to read his Spider-Man book so much, because he has, like, it's nothing but character work, and I'm curious to see what Hickman does there.
Oh, I kind of want to read that too.
We definitely will. We definitely will.
Is it an Ultimate Spider-Man or just...
Yes.
Oh,
So-
is it part of this new Ultimate
Yeah.
Universe? Oh.
He wrote Ultimate Invasion, and then he picked who he wanted. He picked Peach Momoko to do Ultimate X-Men.
Oh, fuck. I want to read that.
And let her do basically whatever the fuck she wanted. It is barely tied to the original X-Men. They show up later in Ultimate Wolverine.
I think a couple of Peach's Ultimate Armors are
Yes,
Snap
Ultimate
variants.
Armor is the main character of her Ultimate X-Men book.
Which, did I see that in either this or the Ultimate Universe?
at the end of Ultimate Universe.
They're setting up her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah, the little fucking weirdo dream thing.
Okay,
Denise
a lot
Camp-
more things are making sense now
Denise
that I'm
Camp
thinking
takes
about
over the Ultimates. I don't remember who takes over Ultimate Black Panther. And then Hickman, who's running the fucking line, is like, all right, Spider-Man. Which is a fucking side story to the rest of these. Like...
So, X-Men, Black Panther, Spider-Man,
And Ultimates.
and Ultimates.
And then later on, they launch Ultimate Wolverine as like a 5th book. But that's the entirety of the line.
wild lineup choice. Who's doing Ultimate Black Panther? did
I
you say?
don't remember. It's
What
not
about
a...
Wolvie?
Huh?
Who did Wolvie?
I don't remember either. Ultimate Wolvie's the Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's where that skin came from.
Yep. The Wolverine during this time was captured by the Red Room, and instead of training Bucky Barnes to be the Winter Soldier, it's Logan.
That skin was pretty dope.
It is a pretty good costume.
That
It's a really
sounds
good
pretty
costume.
dope. I kind of want to read more of this Ultimate
We
Universe.
definitely will. I mean, when we originally wanted to do Absolute Batman, we were going to do Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman in one episode, and then a couple of the Ultimate books in a second. And we quickly went, that's a terrible idea.
Horrendous idea.
That is...
We're really, really smart people for not having gone through with that idea.
Anyways, okay, so the basics of this book, Hickman still cannot stop referencing as many of his past books as possible, because we see the fucking Illuminati.
Yep.
Which these guys have to stop meeting up together. The idea that Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Namor, Iron Man, and Professor X are like a secret cabal keeping track of aspects of, and Mr. Fantastic, of the Marvel Universe, and it never goes well.
No, but it especially makes sense to use the Illuminati at the beginning of this story to mirror the Maker's
Council. Yeah. With a very different approach to it, but still.
I didn't see that, but yeah, I know. I wasn't thinking about that.
And for someone who would deal with something like the Maker, because the Maker really is like one of the biggest threats in the history of the Marvel Universe.
Plus, I felt like it was a good way to succinctly. The way I saw it was, without really thinking about too much of it, it was like, oh, yeah, I know about the Illuminati. These are all just a bunch of big ass fucking names in the Marvel Universe. Yeah, he just walked in and fucking pissed all over you, and then walked out, and like you guys got pissed on, man. Like, okay, so like he's good. I got it.
And in this one, the Maker has decided basically he's going to go home.
Yeah.
Back to the Ultimate Universe.
But
he doesn't, because this is not the original Ultimate Universe. He just decides he's going to make
an Ultimate Universe.
which
like, is still not, I don't know, like, he's just making a house a home, guys.
Sure, buddy. It does make his approaching Miles a little weirder.
A lot weirder.
I liked the scene. Steven has some issues with it.
My biggest issue with you can go ahead, Tyler.
Okay, I like it because at his core, the Maker is still a warped Reed, and I can see Reed very much that core of him being like, look, there's only one other guy left. I have to ask him. I want to be asked.
Yeah. And also, Spider-Man's traditionally my homeboy, and I know you're a different one, but like, also, they actually did meet up together. In the first time any of the Ultimate Universe went to the mainstream, it was Ultimate Reed and Miles, now that I think about it.
So, like, it makes sense. I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. My problem with it is that I don't know if
it's 4 pages.
It's literally 4 pages of this book is him showing up. But like, if you look at the very back, this back synopsis, it's mostly just like, okay, so the Maker's up fucking
Tyler,
around.
go ahead and read that synopsis. It's only a paragraph long.
One of the last survivors of the Ultimate Universe, the Maker, plans to ensure that Earth's mightiest heroes never become heroes at all. And then he can reshape a defenseless universe into exactly what he wants it to be. Timelines and dimensions collide, and at the end of it all, the world outside your window will be forever changed. But how does Miles Morales factor into the Maker's plans?
He doesn't. He fucking doesn't.
And now you understand.
Visionary writer Jonathan Hickman presents his next revolutionary epic alongside superstar artist Brian Hitch, who helped redefine superhero comics with The Ultimates.
My only thought that this makes any sense is if this was printed as Ultimate Spider-Man was starting to come out, and Hickman's working on Ultimate Spider-Man at that point.
But Miles isn't part of the new Ultimate Spider-Man.
Then I got no fucking clue, my dudes. Because he is in 4 pages.
And he doesn't put the costume on at any point.
He is not in costume at all. And like, if you go look, if the back of this has a bunch of covers, there's several covers and variant covers that are all Ultimate, like Miles Morales centric covers. And I'm like,
yes, it's because Miles Morales is the single most identifiable part. And I I originally had said when we talked about this that this was like an anniversary issue somehow. It's not. It was not like a 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever the Ultimate
Right.
Universe started. Steven is just
That's a lot
angrily
of variant
showing
covers, and I did not realize that negative space cover that I have as a variant in Marvel Snap was a cover.
But also they do like a Ultimate X-Men cover, which is Jean Grey and Wolverine.
Also, the Hellfire Gala is a cover.
Oh, everyone got a Hellfire Gala cover issue at the time. Like that was just every single book got a Hellfire Gala cover.
I just saw the Professor X one, and I was like, oh, I seen that in Marvel Snap. I recognize it. Same hat.
So, basic idea of this. 1, Jonathan Hickman should not be allowed to write time travel. 2, I fucking hate Kang. Kang is like the least interesting villain to me.
Okay, so that was one of my questions I had for you. Is this Kang, or is this a different version of Kang?
This is Ultimate Kang.
So who
Do
is
you know who it is, or are we free to make guesses without any interruptions?
You two make guesses,
You know
and
who it
I
is?
know who it is.
Is that revealed later, though?
Yes, but like it came out like last month where they actually revealed who it is for sure.
My guess is Tony.
My guess was going to be a timey-wimey Howard Stark.
I mean, those are the two people they hint at. And I'll tell you, one of you is correct.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, dog.
But, I mean, and it's hinted at that, like, Tony takes the name Iron Lad. Iron Lad is a precursor of Kang the Conqueror.
Mhm.
It happens right at the end of this. But, like, okay. Basics of this is the Maker goes through time doing timey-wimey shit and preventing superheroes from existing. He never finds Captain America for a reason that I don't think is really explained in this. He just looks at the wrong place or something. Like,
It seems like he assumes that in this alternate universe that Cap's going to be in the exact same place because everything else was.
and he,
But I think he's in just a different spot.
Yeah, he's just like, they even say in the book where he's at, like, he's just like somewhere like way farther north or some shit, or like,
But like there is an image where Peter Parker is about to get bitten by the spider and the Maker disguised as a security guard squishes the fucking spider.
Yeah.
And Peter never becomes Spider-Man. I think that's the only one they really show of him preventing. But like that,
No, but we have that we get that info page with a list of different people and the things that he has, the talismans or whatever the fuck that they call them.
the
He had the relics,
something boxes.
yeah. That he has in storage. That
catalysts?
the catalyst, yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't say exactly where it is, but literally he's just like somewhere fucking else. And
And some of them are just dead, is what's listed on that page too.
I couldn't tell if
I'm
that
gonna-
was a situation of they're dead or he killed them.
Yes.
And my first guess, I assumed he killed them because he couldn't control them or take away whatever turns them into a superhero.
So I'm going to go through this and do list some of the different changes because it is interesting.
Mhm.
Manipulate shit so Loki kills Odin and takes over Asgard.
Yes.
And then shatters the Rainbow Bridge so Thor cannot make it to Earth easily. Puts a delay on the Fantastic Four's rocket so they don't launch at a time where they'll be hit by the cosmic storm. Also, he fucks with them. I mean, 1, he kidnaps Reed Richards and turns him into traps him in a Doctor Doom mask and turns him into Doom. And then there's some storyline of like what will happen, of like what happened to the other 3. And it's fucked up. Like the Maker
Oh, so he
is-
definitely killed them then.
They're listed as deceased on that.
Yes, but we'll later find out details.
Yeah. That's kind of what I
I've
figured.
seen some of that.
I'm assuming he fucked them to death with science.
Let's see. Jim Hammond is listed as deceased. I know that's not 100% correct. Jim Hammond is the original robot Human Torch. Stephen Rogers, undefined, means they didn't find him. James Buchanan Barnes, deceased. Artifact is the blood sample. Basically, he's never turned into the Winter Soldier, so he probably just dies in the ocean, like he's not recovered.
Right.
Or he recovers him, kills him, takes a blood sample.
Yeah, either way. Like, Robert Grayson, who is these days known as the Uranian, was the original Marvel boy, was a character who was like big in Atlas comics, but he appears in Agents of Atlas. You've read him
Yes.
there. This is him picking a nerd reference. This is him being like, Yeah, I want some nobodies in there too. And I love the Uranian, but
I mean, it's a good nerd reference in that, like,
he owns.
Well, even if you don't recognize him, you probably recognize the Catalyst, I think.
Because he has the quantum bands, which are owned
Mhm.
by Quasar, who I want to say is in Marvel Snap, but am I wrong on that? No, Quasar's not in Snap.
Quasar's not in Snap, yep.
Jack Monroe, who plays...
that feels weird.
Yeah. Jack Monroe, who is the second Bucky who becomes Nomad. In this one, just listed as inactive. Probably never got the fucked up super soldier serum
Because
of stuff. Also,
because in this reality, the super soldier program seems like it went nowhere because of him fucking with earlier shit.
Like the only thing it ever happened with is Captain America.
And, like, he disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Thor Odinson, captive. They have the Destroyer seed, which means some precursor of the Destroyer armor, I'm guessing. Howard Stark, controlled, because Howard wasn't killed, so Tony doesn't take over. Howard becomes Iron Man and has the fucking awful Ultimate Iron Man armor. I hate the Ultimate Iron Man. With
It's
the
so
large amount of gray and the weird face shape. And
chunky in, like, a weird way.
in 2003, they were trying to do 2000, whenever the fuck the first Ultimates came out, they were trying to do a more modernized Iron Man armor, and they were trying to make it look a lot more like the tech of the era coming out. But it also, because they tried so hard for that, looks more dated than like the fucking 60s Iron Man armor does.
But here's the thing, though, is that's one that's going to get them through to the end times because it's made of the same shit as a Nokia phone.
Yeah, it's never going to fucking die.
Yeah, that's actually more than likely right.
Reed Richards, controlled, dedicated library, whatever the fuck that means. Sue Storm, deceased, blood sample. Jonathan Lowell Storm, deceased, blood sample. Benjamin Jacob Grimm, blood sample. Hank Pym, inactive, but he does have the Pym generator. Bruce Banner, it says controlled here. It looks like at first it looks like Bruce was killed, but really, and this is a bit of a spoiler stuff that comes up, they send him to Iron Fist City of Kunlun and he becomes the leader of the Immortal Weapons. And it's Immortal Hulk, but not like Immortal Hulk like the book that was running at the time this came out, but Immortal Hulk like
he's an immortal
the
weapon.
Immortal Iron Fist, has reached enlightenment, but is still an evil motherfucker. Like, because this Hulk is, I think it's very on purpose that he's gray, because this is kind of, despite the fact that he's acting like a monk instead of a mobster, very Joe Fixit personality in this.
Yeah. This is more like if Joe Fixit was a cult leader, though.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's very on point. I got the cult leader when I was reading it. I didn't see Joe Fixit as much, but when you put them two together, it's like, that's exactly it.
Gray Hulk, smarter, manipulative, Joe Fixit. Peter Benjamin Parker, they list as inactive, but he does have a copy of The Spider.
Mm-hmm.
Janet Van Dyne, inactive, but he has another Pym generator. Stephen Vincent Strange, captive with the Eye of Agamotto. So he just fucking kidnapped Doctor Strange. Was like, that's mine.
It's pretty fucked up.
We end up with a world that theoretically is more at peace. It has been separated into, I want to say, 7 different realms or like areas of influence instead of the like 150 countries or whatever we have in the world. Like,
wait, so I'm going to ask for a mild spoiler. So that is for sure Ultimate Reed that's in the Doom mask, because there was a part of me when I was reading this where I was like, this could be future Howard.
No, that's Reed in the Doom mask. And it is the saddest part of this. And I include watching...
So I am now completely... I did this to myself, but I'm now completely distracted every time we see Doom, because...
You had your new MF Doom poster that you have here that no one can see.
It's great.
Sorry, I am looking for the spheres of influence real fast, but... because Hickman cannot resist just randomly being like, and here's a mostly white page where we do a little bit of world building that we don't have time.
I need to give you infographic information that's a lot of world building.
Dude loves
guys,
infographics.
I fucking get hard for Jonathan Hickman infographics.
Okay, so knowing that they do an Ultimate Black Panther line, I now understand why they kept like alluding to Wakanda on that map, and I feel like you see it more than once.
So we have the North American Union, which was controlled by Stark and Stain, although Stark was not super aware of that fact. The Society of South America, which is led by Roberto da Costa, who is the father of Sunspots,
Yep, okay.
and a member of the Hellfire Club. The European Coalition, which is just like all of Europe together, which is run by a version of Captain Britain that's a Frenchman.
I'm going to need you to explain that guy more. If you
don't
can.
have much. He's unique to this story.
Weird.
He was
Okay,
invented for this, from what I can tell.
that's
wild.
enough.
I thought he must have been a Pole.
He might have been from the original Ultimate Universe, but I was looking him up before this. He's not, because I was like, is he the swordsman? Because there was a version of
I
the
would have
swordsman called
guessed the
Henry.
swordsman, yeah.
Now, here's the thing. To become Captain Britain, you are given the choice of, do I take the Sword of Might or the
Amulet of Right.
Amulet of Right? And basically, you're supposed to pick the Amulet of Right for ethical reasons, but like, you can pick the Sword of Might and still become a Cap. It's confusing. This guy took both of them, which means the maker probably murdered Merlin and just was like, give.
You know what? Best thing the maker's done.
Yeah, probably, especially Marvel Merlin, who's such a shithead.
I feel like, one, I don't know enough about Marvel Merlin. I will need to know more. And two, he might have been such a shithead that he just straight up was like, you know what, fuck it. Here you go.
That's also true with Marvel Merlin.
You answered correctly. The answer was both.
The city and Latverian territories, which is just what the maker rules,
Right.
because he just put the city in the middle of Latveria because this dude is kind of obsessed with trying to be Doom while not being Doom. The maker's got a weird hard-on for Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Is there an Ultimate Doom? Or is he basically
In
it?
this one, I haven't seen him other than Reed. In the original one, yes, he actually was part of the same experiment that... The reason the Fantastic Four experiment went wrong, it was supposed to be multidimensional travel, not space travel, was Doom was mad that Reed corrected some of his math and went and changed it back when Reed wasn't paying attention, but Doom was wrong. So he was turned into a metal man that could shoot little spikes and had goat hooves.
Had what?
Goat hooves.
Oh, goat hooves. I was like, I did not hear words out of that mouth.
Upper and Lower Kingdoms, which are run by Khonshu and Ra. I don't know if those are like the actual gods, or I'm assuming avatars of some kind.
I would have to imagine avatars.
I know they are the big bads of the Black Panther storyline.
Okay.
Interesting. Dope.
The Eurasian Republic, which I assume is the one that is being run by Hulk based off his whole immortal weapons. No, that would be
'cause-
Sunfire.
Yeah.
Sunfire, Viper, and fucking Silver Samurai.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Sick.
Sunfire would fucking do this.
Sick.
You know what? I was pretty excited when I saw that it was those three. I was like, oh shit.
I'm not gonna lie.
Actually recognize all three of these?
Sunfire's kaiju mask with the suit was like fucking slick. Too.
Yeah,
I
Like,
think they were pretty the coolest of the
it's
evil.
weird how many
corporate.
X-Men characters look really slick in a suit, because Apocalypse in a suit was great.
Right. To me, they're the second coolest group. Because Magic, Colossus, Omega Red exist.
I can't disagree, but I do think I personally like the fit better on Sunfire.
You know, actually, Eurasian Republic might be Magic, Cyclops, or not Cyclops, Magic, Colossus, and
The Rasputins.
the Rasputins, except it's not Mikhail, it's Omega Red.
Right.
Because Hinokuni, the Land of Fire with its daimyos, would be Japan.
Oh,
So, yeah. Does Jonathan Hickman hate Colossus? Because in this one, he's part of the evil group, and in fucking the Krakoa era, he wrote him so he was being mind-controlled to murder his own girlfriend and be a mole to fucking...
I don't know, man.
Or counter argument, does he think he's a good strong boy who can handle a beating?
Colossus gets fucked every single time Hickman gets near him. On the other hand, Hickman is a huge old school New Mutants fan, so magic gets a prominent role every single time.
All for that. Love magic.
Yeah.
Ever since Noob Island.
No,
huge magic
we
fan.
were the same way. We were when we did the magic episode, neither of us were that excited. We were like, we have to cover her. We get why this is important. And then as we were doing it, we're like, does magic fucking rule?
Yeah, magic fucking rules. Magic deserves and better runs than she has ever gotten, and she's even gotten some good stories.
I did feel bad that we read the Demon Bear. No, that was not a magic. We did that for Danny Moonstar, and she fucking wasn't in it. She was in a coma the whole time.
She's still like the most important character, technically.
Sure. But anyways,
but yeah, that was bad.
The Maker has decided that there is no way that there is going to be eternal peace. It's not going to happen. So each member of the council controls a territory, and then every whatever number of years, one of the territories kind of goes rogue and the other territories can unite against them. So right now, the Rasputins are the bad guys. Next up, America's going to be the bad guys. Yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
There is an attack by just even more boring versions of Brian Hitch's Ultimates books characters. And yes, I said the Ultimates really defined the look of the MCU. And maybe that's why I'm so fucking bored with it by this point. Like, it is
kind of boring. Some
it's
of them are pretty
become
fucking bland.
generic, especially the Giant Man look. Like, it's just,
well, and like it was a bunch of them a bunch of times, right? So like it also didn't help that they all kind of look like the Temu versions of each other.
yes, it is clones of versions of the Avengers. But it's not like each clone's a little different. It's this. They had this army, and Hitch is like, I'm only gonna draw one Cap design. I'm only gonna
You only get this one, and this universe is this one, and you get nothing else.
Here's where Hickman starts to hurt my brain. It turns out that the Maker and Kang are in some kind of Cold War, and Kang keeps sending assassins back to try to kill the Maker, but the Maker is doing things like figuring out who the ancestors of these people are and murdering them, so they just like melt
Mm-hmm.
in front, which is an interesting way of dealing with the paradox. It doesn't make sense.
No, but it's fun.
It's fun. It's a cool scene. It's gross. Hitch is good at drawing people melting, and he does it like 3 times in this book.
It's upsetting every time.
Actually, that was probably the most I liked his art. He does a really good melty person.
He does a really good
does.
melting person. I can't say I enjoyed it, but I will say it's it's definitely some of the parts that stuck most with me from this book.
He did a Justice League storyline where there was an undead version of Metamorpho, and it's haunting.
That reminds me, I think on the list of what we know happened to the fucking superheroes, some of them might just be dead by natural causes because it is a different universe. And we see something that's set up from the get-go is that the Maker can't control everything because the people that bust him out, he had specifically groomed for their DNA profile.
But one of them wasn't able to show.
But one of them literally died in like a car accident, if I remember right.
Yeah, he bailed, like he rabbited and then died in a car accident before they could get him back.
And so it's why he's not able to intentionally fully recreate a version of himself left behind in the cell. And he has to improvise on the fly. And so
instead of...
It was supposed to just be like a perfect doll of him.
And no one would ever know he was gone. But since he couldn't do that, he's like, go big or go home.
Yeah. And so he instead turned it into like I'm going to rub it in your face then. This is going to be programmed to fucking give you a message.
This is the thing about the Maker. He is not omnipresent. He doesn't know everything. It's the one thing that keeps him from being unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still Reed Richards, so he's stupid smart.
Yeah, and I thought the premise was that he basically is going to a universe where he should know most everything.
Yeah.
Because he's researched the timeline, essentially.
But there are variances. As
so,
we
like,
said, Captain America's in a different spot. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of supposed to be the hope point throughout it, is that we're being shown from the get-go that he doesn't have it all under control.
Got it.
But
And that continually keeps happening, like with the Cap thing.
But he is the most terrifying being in the universe still.
Mm-hmm.
We find out that the Kang fucking blew off half his face, but because he's got Reed Richards' body and also a terrifyingly capable version of Reed Richards' body, he's just like moved certain organs so you can lose half his head, and like he loses some of his memory, but he doesn't fucking die.
Yeah, that was the thing I remember that I talked to you about earlier today, was that I really loved from the Ultimate Fantastic Four, was that they talked about how Reed Richard his mind is as flexible as his body, and I think they ended up taking that real fucking literal with that, and basically his mind is his body.
What a fucking Hickman thing to do.
Well, doesn't he like specifically mention that at some point he just
moved his brain to a few different places?
Yeah.
And
It's pretty fucked up.
he basically spread he doesn't have a brain. His brain is
him
now. Yeah.
Which that version of Mr. Fantastic is the most body horror
oh yeah
that it has ever been.
Other than seeing him as a dinosaur, because that's cursed.
That's cursed, but I don't even know, man. Like that
was bad. That is, I hate that one panel
It's
so much.
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. I find it again. I'm like, no, it's worse. Okay. So the basic crux of this book through here is through the eyes of Howard Stark, the father of Tony Stark. He is recruited by the Maker to fix something called the Immortus engine, which is a time travel device that the Maker thinks might have been made by Howard, but he's not sure because he's missing large parts of his brain. It's never properly answered who makes the original Immortus engine in this book either. Howard thinks the Maker did it. The Maker thinks Howard did it. He assigns Howard.
Turns out it was Howard the Duck.
That'd be incredible.
Does it get explained eventually?
I don't know.
Why don't you know, Zach? You're supposed to be knowledgeable.
You're supposed to be our Maker, damn it.
I don't like that.
You're supposed to know all things comic books.
Because I haven't read Ultimate Endgame yet because I've been putting off the Ultimate Universe knowing we were going to be doing this.
Okay, fair.
Excuses.
He ends up putting together Ultimate Reed Richards, who is stuck in a Doom mask and routinely tortured by the Maker because really the Maker hates himself more than anyone. Also, because he found out that mainline Reed Richards probably would murder him if he got the chance.
You would be a hilarious twist if it was actually Doom in the Doom mask, being forced to
call himself Reed.
Oh, that'd be torture for him.
They have trapped Reed in Doom's mask a few times over the years. I wonder if they've ever tried to go the opposite. The closest they ever got was
damn, she's dead. She can't be real horny for him right now. I was gonna make a joke about Susan Storm being really horny for
Doom.
There
have been several versions of where they have Sue marry Doom, and most of that is usually Doom trying to manipulate reality because he's like, well, I'm sure I'm better than Reed, but I don't want to admit I'm better than Reed, but I have this like deep psychological need to take everything he has, so I'll marry Susan. And
I'm just remembering the bit from a while ago on, I think it was either Word Balloons. It was probably Word Balloons because we did the Fantastic Four season where we were talking about how, what's their daughter's name? Valeria. She for some time thought Dr. Doom was her dad.
No, Dr. Doom rescued her. Oh, yeah. Original Valeria. Time travel. They meet a future version of their daughter who is the successor of Doom and the daughter of Sue.
But then it's later retconned into that was a version of Reed.
That was Reed trapped in Doom's armor.
And then I made a joke that their first instinct was to fuck. And so now in my brain, Sue's just instantly turned on by Reed as Doom. Like that role play does it for her that she just needs to.
Fucking lost me on this. Okay. Anyways, the basics of this book, Howard and Doom are trying to recreate the Immortus engine. Real quick, do you know who Immortus is?
It
A
sounds
version of Kang?
Yes. So the idea is, before Iron Lad became it, whoever originally was Kang, Nathaniel Richards is his name, but it was originally implied it might have been Dr. Doom, becomes Ramatut, becomes Kang, becomes Immortus. Immortus is an older version of Kang that is no longer trying to conquer, but is now working for a group called the Time Masters or something like that. Eventually, Kang gets so fucking angry about this that he somehow creates a paradox where he basically splits in two, which one version will eventually become Immortus, and the other is like, nah, fuck that old guy. I'm going to become, I am Kang, and I'm never going to become that old fucking fossil. It's
not
actually
the
a really
fun,
good
fuck that
story,
old guy.
but like, what is it with you and zaddies? Jesus Christ.
It's not me. I just think that's funny bit.
It's not me. I just say it every time the chance comes up.
Because I think it's funny.
It is kind of implied. I don't think this part is actually done very well, where Howard's like, I have to pick between Kang or the Maker. And really it's Kang trying to stop the Maker and Maker trying to stop Kang. But like, there's never any part where he's like, I have to pick between the two of them. I'm like, no one has ever asked you to do that. There's never been a point where Kang's like, what up? What if you were on my side?
I mean, like, it is like definitely you're taking the enemy, my enemy is my friend. So one of you could be my enemy and the other one's got to be my friend. So I got to side with one of you, I guess.
No, he literally has like 3 or 4 panels where he's saying, I choose the third option. And that's where it turns into telling the story of how he got the word out to his son so that his son can remake Heroes because he knows that he'll do the right thing.
Sure. And I'm with you on that part. The part that I'm with is like, I choose the third option. I'm like, no one ever even gave you the option of the second one. Like, this is not, you took some leaps here. It does pretty successfully mimic the Iron Man origin story, though, of like trapped in this place, forced to create a weapon, in this case, the Immortus engine instead of bomb. And instead of Yinsen dying and Tony Stark escaping, theoretically, Doom, who's taking the place of Yinsen, escapes, and Howard might be dead. I say that in a way of they never confirmed that by the end of this book.
Right.
He's
still in the
dead,
city,
but there's
probably dead, but the city's locked down and time dilation. So he could live and die a natural death by the time it opens up anyway.
Timey-wimey bullshit kind of stresses me out sometimes, considering which is wild considering how much I love
Doctor Who.
Time travel, full stop, any form of it, media-wise. Like I'm here for any of it. Like some of my favorite favorite things are time travel mediums. I just like it.
Here we kind of bring ourselves to the end of the book. Doom comes to Tony Stark, who is much younger in this version, and is like helps him create a new armor, and they are going to prepare for the return of the Maker because the city gets sealed for 2 years, and they know the Maker will come out, but also they have to deal with like the Maker's Council. This world is broken. They decide they want to fix it. Tony decides, instead of being called Iron Man, because Iron Man was his father, he will be Iron Lad. Again,
Dun, dun, dun.
Kang. Also, if you look at Kang's design in this and the Iron Lad armor, it's the same fucking armor, just recolored.
So was I right? Is it can you spoil it for me? I want to know.
Do you guys want me to spoil this?
Yes.
I want it to spoil. Tell me who Kang is.
Tony is Kang. Howard is still alive, though, and becomes Immortus.
Damn it.
Oh, that's kind of a fun way to do that.
And I don't know how that works yet. I just know that part.
I like that, though. That works.
I like it too. I just was wishing I was right.
You
And
were
then-
right.
No.
No, you were right.
I was right.
Yeah, he was right.
Okay.
Well, it just explains
half
way
right.
too well why Howard looks the way he does when he rushes and rips off the Kang helmet before the city locks down.
Well, there was a lot of debate, because does he see his son's face or does he see his own?
Right. I think, and that's where
And
I
he sees his son's face.
I decided that it would make more sense for him to look like that if he saw his son, because he's realizing that he's the one that pushed him into that.
That's what I was thinking too. I also like
I like that. That makes sense.
And he knows why he did it, but
it just
Still horrifies him to have had done that.
made me think that this was a double fake out. And like I ended up being right on that one because like there were so many signs that Tony was going to become Kang that a lot of people were like, oh, so he's not gonna. They're gonna swerve. And I was like, no. Everyone expects him to swerve, so he won't.
And I mean, at a certain point, swerving just for the sake of the swerve is dumb and cheap, and it never really holds up. Like, this is just good foreshadowing.
If you couldn't do the Starks, the only other one that could have worked would be Reed. This Doom could have become a Kang very easily, and I almost would have liked that better with some of the old school implications of like, what if Doom was Kang? But it's its own thing. That's not important to this. We end the story with Iron Lad and Doom finding Captain America, and then we get into Ultimate Universe.
Because they're just better at looking.
Yeah, it's never explained how they were immediately like, oh, there. Like,
it's just like fucking weird. Like, did the maker just try once and give up?
Possibly. I mean, it could be.
Well, he's not where I thought he'd be, so
He is that fucking full of himself.
That is, he does have that Doom
okay,
ego.
that actually. But like, dude,
I am looking real quick to see if I can find
those pages to see if it gives any better insight.
Let's see. But there will also be vacuums, missing bits of history that seem impossible not to be there. For example, I found no man in the ice to murder. It seems this world would never have had a super soldier to lead them. No paragon of better time full of better men. It's fitting to a world that craves me.
Right. So that's
it just says
when
he doesn't.
He goes looking, but what about when they go looking? What did they do different?
it does not show you much. It's literally just basically it's the last 3 pages of the book.
Yeah, but there's so many fucking alternate covers.
Fair.
It is Howard's letter to Tony.
It literally just like shows them just like fucking off, and it was like, hey, we got to go get this guy out of the ice. I heard about it.
Yeah, there's no explanation.
It might be
of
like
how...
a page before where he's like says like, but
no, because the page before he's like, I will be Iron Lad until a better name pops up. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
And then the past, dearest Tony, I'm so tired of the people in it, of what they accept and what they become. But I know the fault was mine, maybe more than most, because of my gifts and the means that came with them. I was so wrapped up in the good things I was doing, the work and the bounty that the work provided us, that I didn't care enough to notice what I was really going on in the world I was shaping.
Does Doom tell him that he knows anything specific right before that note?
Doom is talking... They're making the Iron Lad armor. We need a place to start. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, okay, they're just way better at hide and seek than...
Yeah, the maker, I think the maker, you gotta be right. The maker is so fucking arrogant. He's like, well, he's not here, doesn't exist, can't be found. No one ever will.
Yep. Just fucking, before this, they're just talking about, like, you need to become Iron Lad.
You need to become Iron something.
Maybe Iron Boy? No, you're too old to be a boy.
Lad is not better. Iron Lad works when he's like a fucking early high schooler from the far future, really trying to tap into like old school superhero shit and not quite getting the era right. Like having the colloquialisms off by about 80 years.
Iron Lad can only exist if Iron Man is currently operating and he's like, yo, dude, you are not me, motherfucker. You are someone else. You get it. You're not a boy. You'll be my Iron Lad, you little shit.
Even when the weird storyline where Iron Man goes insane after being manipulated by Kang, tries to kill the Avengers, dies, and is replaced by a teenage version of himself brought from the past. He was just called Teen Tony then and still was Iron Man.
Teen Tony just reminded me of Iron Man Armored Adventures.
Yes, very much that.
But that's still, he's straight up just Iron Man.
Yeah, Teen Tony was still Iron Man too. He was just, still drinking.
Oh, that's not good, Tony.
Going to college. I mean, it was a storyline of like people being like, Tony, maybe you shouldn't go to that kegger And he's like, no, that's great. And then someone almost dies. And he's like, oh, shit. There's a reason everyone's telling me to knock this shit off.
Okay, good. I guess maybe trust your friends, asshole.
I mean, it's like older versions of people who know a few. You know what? We don't have time for this. This is a different.
Yeah, and my bit is dumb and not that good of helpful advice.
College freshman wants to drink despite warnings of elders.
Yeah, not helpful.
Yeah.
Ultimate Universe is mostly them breaking Thor out of Asgard.
Yes.
And
More-
getting all of the catalysts.
In some ways, more action happens in this like 39 pages. And I know it's 39 pages because I fucking was totally reading it online. And so it told me specifically than all of Ultimate Universe, which is weird because there's so many, or Ultimate Invasion, which is weird because there's so many explosions in Ultimate Invasion.
Both those things are true. Yes. I don't know what else to say. It's really well done, but it's just them
It's
breaking
more
out
setup.
Thor
It's another,
and-
you're right. It's another annual issue. Like,
Yeah, it the note they end on here in the Ultimate Invasion with setting up Iron Lad and like
finding Cap.
is a better, stronger note to end on for like a book than to then try and end on the note that they do end with,
Which I get just from a collector's point of view, like a collection point of view, storytelling point of view. Ultimate Universe 1 is a really weird fucking little spot.
it does end with a really sad bit. Have we mentioned that like how it ends?
We kind of mentioned, but we didn't explain it. Basically, the Makers Council decide, well, we were deciding who's going to be the bad guy, and it can't be Tony's dad because he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So what if it was just Tony and he's not even one of us? So we don't even have to worry about one of us pretending or whatever. So they hack one of Tony's Stark satellites.
They don't even have to hack it. They already have
They just use it. That's right.
Yeah.
And then they just fucking railgun New York City and, laser from space, giant fucking explosion, lots of people dead. They put the names of the various dead in there. There are a couple of them that we've heard of, a couple that we haven't.
It was a really grim little broadcast like thing of like we had to use their like cell phones to like triangulate who was there. We don't know for certain. If you can confirm these people are or are not missing, please contact us. I was like, holy shit.
That scene mostly sets up one, now Tony Stark is going to be considered a bad guy. So this
and also
Ultimates-
that he might be dead.
he is
Not
not dead.
See him.
He's not dead, but it's
They frame him that he's dead.
they frame him for it and that like he like committed suicide
Which
doing
is-
this or something.
I don't understand why they were like, let's say he's dead. But this sets up hardcore Spider-Man stuff in ways that we know will be different. One, Norman Osborn is dead. Two, May Parker dies. Not Uncle Ben. May Parker dies.
Oh man, that's gonna be weird. I want to read this Ultimate Spider-Man.
And here is a spoiler because Tyler and I have read
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man 1. Peter Parker is middle-aged, married to Mary Jane, has 2 children, and his Uncle Ben is alive and best friends with J. Jonah Jameson.
It's amazing.
It's really fucking good.
Oh my god, I want to read this so bad.
We will. There's a reason I was like, when we were talking about what comic books we were going to read going forward, I'm like, it's time for the ultimate books. We did the absolute. It's time for the ultimate books.
I never thought about a middle-aged Spider-Man.
I have,
Like,
but only
have-
because I read Spider-Girl when I was a kid, which was about his daughter.
I've thought about it in the context of like a Spider-Man who has made it to middle age, but I never thought about the idea of a Spider-Man starting
Yeah.
at
Like,
middle age.
This is a Spider-Man that never had the early life lessons of great power, great responsibility in the same way that our Peter, for lack of a better term, did. It doesn't mean he doesn't have this, he's got Ben still. He's still got the...
But he also has had more of a life lived where he's struggled with relationships and like he isn't also struggling with like puberty and like trying to understand like
No, Spider-Man isn't coming of age story. It's his midlife crisis now.
fuck me, we gotta read this shit, dude. That is good. That is some shit. Oh God, I
Also,
wanna
the
read
internet
that.
has been pointing ever since, being like, you know, y'all fucking say that we can't have Happy Peter married to Mary Jane, but you know which book we all give a fuck about right now?
Oh, I don't know how it continues throughout the book, but like I love their marriage in the first book.
I mean, stressors happen on it. I know bits and
Yeah.
pieces, like things get rough, but like it's the Ultimate Universe. Things are going to get rough.
God, I want I can't, I need to rip the Band-Aid off. Does he tell Mary Jane about him being Spider-Man early enough that I'm not going to be
Okay.
mad?
If you don't want to hear more about a book that we will be talking about later, just stop listening to the episode now. We'll talk about Ultimate Spider-Man and then we're gonna wrap up, I think.
Yeah.
I don't even need a long answer, just yes or no, so the listener can skip ahead 10 seconds.
Eventually.
Fine.
So the basics.
That's all I need.
Okay, quick spoiler, because I do want to talk about this real fast. Sorry, if you're done, we're doing the Old Guard next. It's going to be great. Okay, bye.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Peter is given one of the origin boxes, which is what they changed the name of the catalyst to. It has a message being like, you were supposed to be one of the world's greatest heroes. This version of Peter has spent his entire life being like, there should be something, I'm missing something.
Oh.
He talks to Mary Jane and he doesn't really explain, but he's like, I think I need to make a change. I have an opportunity. What am I going to do? Mary Jane asks him, will it affect us? Will it affect our relationship? And he goes, like being with me. And he's like, no, never. She's like, do it then. No questions. Just go do it. He becomes Spider-Man. He doesn't tell her for a while.
Peter, you dummy.
That part's dumb. His daughter finds out first and helps design the Spider-Man outfit.
Okay, now I get it. That works better.
And yeah, the kids are a huge part of this.
Fuck, I want to read this.
It's supposed to be incredible. Also, it has some of my favorite artists. Mark Cicchetto does the initial art, and a guy whose name I can't think of right now, despite the fact that I fucking love all of his art. Might be Tipton? Fuck. Doesn't matter. Not important to this right now.
We'll get to it.
Oh my god, the art's all so fucking good. Do we have anything else about this? This was a weird episode, but it's a weird book to this book is prep. Absolute Universe does not have prep in the same way. They have like we never even read it, but like the Justice League fighting Darkseid and Darkseid it kind of exploding and creating the Absolute Universe, I think. But like none of that's important.
No, you can fully go into any of those volume ones without having any knowledge of pre-existing bullshit.
I don't know if you need to read this, but like they set up the world in such a way of like someone from a different place has come and manipulated time and people are trying to like deal with the manipulation. Spider-Man is trying to figure out what it is to be Spider-Man. The Ultimates are trying to fix the world. I don't know on the other two because I've not read those books. And Ultimate X-Men and Ultimate Black Panther did not get the same press that the other two did. They're supposed to be great books.
I'm especially interested in Ultimate X-Men with
Peach Momoko, and they really said she was given free reign to do whatever she wanted. But like, Ultimates is a fucking hardcore lefty book. Like there is, and
I'm
Ultimate
interested.
Spider-Man is what if Spider-Man was a midlife crisis, which is incredible.
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
These are all sounding really fucking good, and I kind of want to push them up instead of something else that was suggested. So
Yeah, no, we're doing some stuff.
Yes,
we will
yes.
be doing at least Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man over the next. We'll probably do it the same way we did the Absolute ones, where we'll do like book something else.
Cool.
Onward. But yeah,
Like that said, I enjoyed this book. I did think that yes, for sure, you should try and track down Ultimate Universe as well, the one shot, because it kind of really ties off this story well enough before you get into
It's them
anything
actually
else.
doing something, if that makes sense.
this is it's a prologue, is what it is. It's a huge amount of setup for this new universe.
And like they got Hickman, so it makes sense. And it doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. And
I actually do think this is really smart, and they did say that he learned from Krakoa, where Krakoa got limited by having to be in the mainstream Marvel universe to some level. And like he kind of tried with Imperial, which was doing the same thing with space, and I do really want to read that. Apparently it didn't do great, but that's no one's fucking reading Nova.
Yeah.
I would, but
It's Jonathan Hickman. I would.
but like giving him these little side universes so he can do whatever weird shit he wants to do. You know, this one's the Ultimate Universe, and like what happens if things get twisted and can you twist back? The next one is Marvel Midnight, which is Marvel Universe with a horror bent, which I thought was going to be like fucking Tomb of Dracula and stuff, but it's like X-Men still, but X-Men with a more vampire base. Don't know what that means yet.
Jubilee's there.
Bloodstorm?
I believe Bloodstorm, or a version of Storm that, you know, Vampire Storm is definitely in there. Nightcrawler that you showed there is a vampire in that, I believe. So it's Catholic sword wielding vampire Nightcrawler, I think, but I'm not sure.
Not my thing, but sounds really hot.
You showed the picture. It was not bad.
I just know it's going to be someone's thing.
Yeah, Tyler's.
Oh, okay, cool.
I am less interested in Midnight, but also cool. Like, give it a shot.
I'm curious to hear what people think once it starts dropping.
Yeah.
I need more details before I jump in.
It does kind of feel like they're kind of just like trying to cash in on like, well, we ended the Ultimate Universe and we purposely ended on a high point, but we don't want to give up that money. So we're going to do the idea again, but slightly different. If it works, fucking great. Don't get me wrong.
So you guys like that, right? Can we try it again?
You guys like everything the same, but not actually. It's different. Let's do that.
All right. But let's wrap this up because I want to go eat the baklava before we record another episode. So in the meantime, we're your generals of nerdery. I'm Zach.
I'm Tyler.
Dismissed.
This has been a General Nerdery Presents production. If you enjoyed it, please go hit like and subscribe wherever you're listening to it right now. Also, we'd greatly appreciate it if you checked out our other shows over at gnpresents.com. Thank you.